Hi everyone, this is T from Onset Engineering. We are the manufacturing service transfer prototype to production based in Irvine, California. Today I am so privileged and honored to have the conversation with Caesar. He is the inventor of M135mm film holder. Caesar has an extraordinary story where around 6 months, 7 months ago, he come to Onset and functional product in his hand. He have a vision. And after 6 months, 8 months with us, he able to have an online store with 5-star review and on Etsy, and his product have been proven to be useful for so many people. So that's why I want to have this conversation to talk about how his creativity process and how he learned about local manufacturing technology can help him transfer his creativity to a product that many people love. So how are you today, Caesar?
I'm doing very well, thank you. I'm very excited to be here. The fact that my product's been able to make it to this step is very, very exciting for me.
So what sparked your inspiration to create this one?
Pretty much necessity. I've been shooting film for a while, and I've been trying to find a way to digitize my film. And as many other film shooters know, film is very expensive. So having a way of being able to cheaply digitize it without breaking the bank and doing so effectively was a need that I ran into pretty early on.
Was there a specific problem you were trying to solve?
Yeah, there was. The specific problem was that even though there were already film holders out there, they were either very expensive or over-engineered or very difficult to use. And that hassle on top of the added hassle of already shooting film felt like it was unnecessary. I just want to take my photos and scan them and everything else just be easy. There are some really nice products out there, and they're very nice, but also very expensive and very clumsy to use.
And how did you start your creative process? Like, just walk us through the creative process. And did you sketch? Did you prototype, or use any specific tool or software to solve this problem?
Yeah, I kind of visualized what I needed based on what I had in front of me that didn't work. I knew what didn't work for me. I knew what about these other designs just were way too difficult to work with. So I knew that I could just simplify everything about it and create basically a little plastic sleeve for film. And the rest of the design process was kind of out of working within the parameters of making it easy to use, making it effective, and learning 3D software to be able to do that was.
How long did it take for this process to put the piece together?
The actual designing on the software, I'd say my first prototype that I brought over to Onset Engineering, that took me about a month. Just because I had never used the software before, so it was very frustrating. And there was a lot of learning curve. I'd say 80% of that was learning how to use the software.
What software are you talking about?
It was AutoCAD's Inventor, a student version.
How do you, like, is that your friend recommend you to use this, or?
It was the only one that gave me access as a student. Being a college student, not having any money for $5,000 software.
But now you are a nurse.
Now I'm a nurse, but it's still expensive.
When is there any unexpected challenge to that set back your creative process on your design, or how do you overcome this?
In the design process itself, yeah, I'd say there was a lot of learning for me in terms of the manufacturing process and figuring out by trial and error what goes wrong in the manufacturing process, and it sort of opened my mind to be able to spot these issues ahead of time. Whereas when I was going into it cold, I as far as like tolerances and all that go, I was getting pieces and I'm like, why aren't they fitting together? and
Yeah, you didn't.
yeah, and the good thing is, from the beginning, I at least had that in mind. I had simplicity in mind, and originally I was hoping to be able to do this whole thing 3D printed. So when I created a design, it was a design that came out of not only my own limitations of the software, um, but also in a way that worked for me, because those very same limitations forced me to make something very easy and simple and manufacturable.
Designing process, did you know anything about online or e-commerce, how it works?
No, that was its own hurdle that I'm still, I think, at the tip of the iceberg with that. I started with the Google site, and I still have a Google site hooked up to a third party commerce company, something like that, where you post your item and they take 10%. Then that wasn't working, getting the traffic to those websites. So then I tried Etsy, and Etsy's been very, very helpful in that regard. It's got a pretty good, surprisingly good film community on there.
How do you handle design, web design? Have you ever designed that before, and marketing and customer service for your online?
The web design, I'd say it's rudimentary. It's just dragging and dropping. There's a lot of improvement to be done there, but it gets the job done, at least to sell my product right now. As far as customer service, my policy is sort of to just kind of make things right with the customer. If for whatever reason they're having an issue, if there's any way I can help them, I try.
Thank you so much. There's another thing, like, now let's talk about from prototype to production, because this is where, like, we really important for us as a manufacturer. We really want you to be successful, so we continue to make product. So I know that you are in the transition from 3D printing, and then you want to go to injection molding.
Yeah.
And then this is but there's a cost barrier go with it. And I'm gonna, like, what step have you taken so far to prepare for mass production? And how you gonna secure your manufacturing funding?
So preparing for that one has been very scary, because in the sense, well, I don't have a lot of money to to invest in a mold and then change something entirely right after putting that kind of money in there. It's sort of, you lock in the design, and you have to be pretty confident that everything has been sorted out before you can commit to mass producing something. So for me, the scariest thing has been getting real world feedback on the holder to make sure that it actually meets people's needs, and that it is something that people enjoy using the way I would hope people enjoy using it, the way I enjoy using it. So and the funding part, that's where I'm at right now, is getting the funding, hoping to energize the film community to see who is interested in this product.
I'm sure that there will be a lot of supporter, because it has been proven to be very successful, even with the 3D printing, and with there's a much potential to grow for this one.
Which was surprising to me, that it was, in spite of the limitations of 3D printing, I've received very good reviews with my product. I've received very positive feedback, and whenever I receive the contrary, I always sort of incorporate it into the design, or wherever you put something in, something has to give. So the fact that I've sort of reach this balance in design where it is really working, that in itself is a very comforting spot to be in.
I just curious, is there anyone around you know anything about manufacturing technology? Like close to your immediate family, your friends or somebody you know, like do they know that, or
No,
it is
no.
something you find on your own?
This was totally like jumping in cold type of deal. I I didn't know anything about manufacturing other than whatever I had researched, and I really had no one to sort of guide me through that design process. So I knew that the next step was to find that link, that missing link, to be able to actually organically develop something.
Thank you so much, and hopefully you had enjoyed the conversation with Caesar, how he transferred his idea to mass production so many people can enjoy his product. We truly believe that the more problem solver and creative thinker can access to manufacturing technology, meaningful contribution and solution to help enhance quality of individual worldwide. If you have any idea that you like to develop with us, please visit our website at www.onsetengineering.com and or visit our facility to learn how can you transfer your idea to production. Thank you and goodbye.